I just wanted to open up this podcast by saying that I think I speak for almost every anime fan in the world when I say that um, the death of Akira Toriyama, which recording this on the 8th here, so he passed away. I think on the 7th, or I don't know. It might have been the 8th, but either way, he passed away last night in my time zone, and yeah, it's a rough one because again, I think I speak for everyone when I say that he really put anime in the mainstream in a sense. He put it for American eyes anyway. We'll say American Canadian eyes, right? North America, because Dragon Ball was one of the first animes that was like huge. It was huge over here, and I don't know a single person that I grew up with that didn't watch it. Obviously, Pokemon's kind of in that same boat, but I would argue that Dragon Ball was even more popular among boys because I don't know about girls, but boys for sure. Everybody loved Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z. It was just the most hype show growing up, and it's just he really did expand that audience, and I think it was one of the first animes that almost everybody got into. I mean, again, you could say Pokemon, but I think Dragon Ball felt more serious, in a sense. But either way, it was a huge part of my childhood. That game, not only that watching the show every week and waiting for new episodes to come out, but also all the video games that came from it, and it's just he made such an amazing series. And even before that, I wouldn't know this until a little bit later in life. Although I did put the clues together in my head because I always thought that the Dragon Warrior guys, Dragon Quest in Japan, but I always thought they looked a lot like his drawings, like Dragon Ball Z characters in a way. But that's because he was the main artist for Dragon Quest, and I think up until the point that he died, he was still doing art for Dragon Quest. So another part of our childhood because of that as well. So he was just a living legend, and I think like everybody, there's not a single person on this earth that doesn't know what Dragon Ball Z is, like 100%. So thank you for your service, and rest in peace. Welcome everybody back to Not Rich Just Bored, episode number 109. We are back. We had a little bit of a sad intro there, but you know what? Sad things happen, and death is part of life, and nobody's exempt from that rule, unfortunately. But we'll all miss you. But anyways, how has your guys' week been? My week has been fucking hectic. That's why I'm recording on a Friday, and it's probably gonna be another quick one for you guys because I gotta get out of here because normally I record on Thursdays and Friday I'm always busy, so that's the way it goes. But you know what? We make it work here. We make it work at Not Rich Just Bored. That's all we do. We make it work for you guys because I love you, and I don't know why I don't know why I always say we. I might be Venom or something. There might be some sort of a alter ego thing going on here. I always say we, but it's more like the royal we because I'm the only one that really works on this show. I'm like director, executive producer, all that shit. That it basically just be me, So I do have to change the masthead one of these days for that because I know I've been using the whole thing with me and Houster on the. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll see the banner there. I want to make a new one too. So and then when people come on as guests, that I'll be able to have them on there, and maybe we'll work out webcams or something. That'd be cool. But that's all problems for future Cody. Right now, we got to talk about some stuff. As you guys know, obviously, I've been enjoying Helldivers 2 like everybody else has. It's, an amazing game. It's really fun, lots of replayability. But of course, anytime there's a popular game, there's got to be a little bit of controversy that gets stirred in there. It's literally inevitable. It doesn't matter how good a game is. Somebody's always got to shit on it at some point. So there's this controversy. It's been a couple, I think it was probably a week ago, a couple weeks ago, who knows. I didn't speak about it last week because I was having my nice conversation with Kyle. Love you, Kyle, friend of the podcast. And I'm sure you're listening to this episode, so keep on grinding it, my brother. Yeah, so we all love Helldivers, but of course there's this whole I can't remember if it was Reddit or Twitter. I believe it's Twitter, but X. Sorry, excuse me. Okay, I heard you correct me. I did. So, whatever, it's X, but I still call it Twitter because X is just doesn't vibe with me, all right? I'm sorry. But there's this whole thing about, because the guys in Helldivers wear capes, and so there was questions about the future of the capes and what designs they might have. And as everybody can fucking imagine, one of the things that people thought about was, is there going to be a gay pride, like an LGBTQS plus TB tuberculosis? Is there going to be one of those? Is there going to be a fucking gay pride cape? And a couple people, a lot of people were like, yeah, that's sweet, it's a good idea. But of course, there were some detractors, and one of those detractors, I don't know his name. Unfortunately, I never went that far into the research because I couldn't find the guy because he got banned. There's one guy that got banned from the game for life. He got his account banned for saying that he doesn't want any of that stuff in the game because he plays video games to escape reality. And he feels like it's too much of the political zeitgeist, right? It just throws into the game too much. And people called him a transphobe, and he got fucking banned. So, again, I love Helldivers 2. I love the guys that made it. Night Dive? Was it? I'm misremembering. Hold on. Helldivers 2 creator. Oh, was it an Arrowhead? Night Dive is something else. Creators. It is Arrowhead. Ha! I was right. See, it came to me eventually. I'm stupid, but sometimes my brain works okay. Not as good as other people, but we're working with what we got here. All right, we're in Canada. Nothing made sense. But yeah, so Arrowhead. I love them to death. They made a great game, but I honestly think they made the wrong call in this one to ban the guy because he didn't say anything. He wasn't like, I think we should hang all those people, those fucking morons. No, he was just simply stating a fact that he likes to play games to escape reality. And, I mean, guys, anybody who's a veteran to this podcast knows how I feel about the whole pride movement and all that stuff. It is political. It has nothing to do with trying to get inclusivity for people. No, it's about exclusivity, if anything. It is. It's a fucking political thing. It's the same with Mega. Mega is a far-right political thing, right? And then the fucking LGBTQ community has turned to just a far left. Like, it's just as simple as that. Then there's normal people like me who are in the middle that are just like, yeah, let's just love everybody and not make fucking rules for everybody. How about that? That's a pretty good idea. I like that idea a lot. But no, everybody kind of falls into that. You got to be left or right crazy, right? And I don't buy it. I'm sorry, I don't. But so this guy made this, and I totally, actually, I agree with him. I don't think there should be any of that stuff. Personally, like, I don't, and it goes both ways. I wouldn't want to see a Confederate flag in Helldivers 2. I wouldn't want to see a Nazi flag, any of that stuff, just because it's like, it doesn't, first of all, it just doesn't fit the motif of the game. It's just weird. It's the same way I felt about Call of Duty when Call of Duty started doing skins. Some of them were kind of cool, and it's like, yeah, I like that, like Chameleon and Tiger. It's not too bad. It's a little out there, but like now it's like all fucking neon pink guns and stuff. It's like, it just fucking takes me out of it because like soldiers would never be wearing those. Like, you would be killed immediately. Like, oh, you got a ghillie suit, but it's fucking pink, and you have a yellow gun. Like, fuck. Like, it just, to me, it doesn't fit the soldier motif. Oh, sorry, I hit my glasses off my head. I'm getting too heated here, guys. But it just, to me, it doesn't fit the bill. And that's where I have a problem with that stuff. And that's why I think it needs to stay out of it. Because, again, the Helldivers 2, from what they've done with armor so far, it's just neat. It's kind of, it fits the game. But if all of a sudden there's just this fucking rainbow, and not just the rainbow flag, because that's the gay pride, right? It's now the two-spirit fucking shit brown looks. It's like it's insane. You guys know what it looks like. You've seen it. Just Google the fucking LGBTQ flag. You'll see it. It's like got the V. It's out of control. It's getting out of control. It's changing every day, so it'd be out of date the moment they released it. But it just doesn't fit the motif of the game. It doesn't. So I've always been against all that stuff, and I just think I really think they did this guy dirty, because he paid for your fucking game, and all he did was post an opinion online, and I think that's perfectly fine. So, dude who got banned from Helldivers 2, I'm with you, brother. Like, I'm not gonna boycott the game because I love it. I mean, I'm not that far on your side, but I do think that you should get your account back, because that's bullshit. Which brings us into the next topic. Government Bill C-63. Holy shit. It's funny because the way that news works in Canada, we don't get Canada. We don't get Canada. We don't get news, rather, in Canada on social media, because, our honorable Prime Minister has censored that. We talked about that in the last podcast there with Kyle, about how the government has literally made it so that you can't share any news videos unless you're an authorized fucking support the Liberal Party, unless you're that, then you can't share your news online, which is basically the way that everybody gets their news. So they basically made it so nobody gets their news in Canada, which is absolutely pissed me off. And, we talked about that last time, so I'm not going to get too much into that. But there's a Government Bill C-63. Now, let me bring up my note. I brought back a note. I didn't read the whole bill because it's just too fucking long, and I got shit to do. Don't know if you guys knew that, but this, I went to the purposes. The purpose of this act is to promote the online safety of persons in Canada. Okay. B, protect children's physical and mental health. Okay. C, considering that exposure to harmful content online impacts the safety and well-being of persons in Canada, mitigate the risk that persons in Canada will be exposed to harmful content online while respecting their freedom of expression. D, enable persons in Canada to participate fully in public discourse and exercise their freedom of expression online without being hindered by harmful content. E, reduce harms caused to persons in Canada as a result of harmful content online. F, make content that sexually victimizes a child or re-victimizes the survivor, and intimate content communicated without consent inaccessible online. Okay, that's a good point, because we don't want any of that stuff. G, ensure that operators are transparent and accountable with respect to their duties under this act. And H, contribute to the development of standards with respect to online safety. Okay, so why is this a bad thing? Well, here's the thing. Truthfully, I don't know fully. I do know, but I don't know fully. It depends on what's going on, right? But the problem is, again, I agree with subsection F, where it says make content that sexually victimizes children or re-victimizes survivors or intimate content, right? So like releasing people's sex, like you break up with your girlfriend and it's like, fuck that bitch. You release, like, you got a picture, you got a video of her giving you a fucking blowjob, so you release it online, right? I get that. That totally makes sense to make that illegal, because, I mean, they call it, I'm pretty sure in America those are revenge porn laws. Pretty sure what that's called. So, yeah, no, that totally makes sense. Absolutely. That should be illegal. And child porn obviously should be illegal. That should be fucking underlined in there. That's a good thing to be against. But the problem I have with this bill, and the problem a lot of people have with this bill, is that what is harmful content? Okay? That's my question. What is harmful content? Because you don't really know. And when it comes to this the people that are making these things, it goes back to that LGBTQ community, right? Because they get, I mean, sorry guys, it's true, but you get offended by fucking everything. Every little thing will fucking upset you. You misgender somebody, they're upset. You know, it's insane how many things you could do to upset somebody. So, you know, what's harmful content? So that's my problem with this bill is where do they set the boundaries? Because listen, guys, look, you're gonna get a little bit of story time here from Code, the old Code man, the old Chode man, if you will. That's what people say. It's my least favorite name of the two, but I still like it. It's cool. But you know, when I was growing up on the internet was new. It was what you would call the Wild West, right? It was unsanctioned. It was like fucking what do you call it? Like what are the US waters called? International waters. You know, once you entered, it was kind of the Wild West. People said and did what they want, and it was unregulated, right? And you know, maybe I'm just nostalgic for that in a way because I kind of, not that I was ever the person that would write things that were mean to people. Like, I'm not one to go on Instagram and be like, oh, you're a fucking fag, you loser. You know, I wouldn't be doing stuff like that online because that's just not who I am. And it's a waste of time, to be honest. But like, I don't think people should be, I don't think people should lose their livelihood because we don't know the implications of this yet. And supposedly some people are fear mongering, and there's some other people who have read the bill apparently, and they're saying like you can do life in prison for having a harmful comment on an Instagram video, for example, or a YouTube video. Like if you say something and like it really, like the person really takes offense to your comment, then you can actually do jail time for it. And like I think that's just insane because I still think people should be able to say ridiculous shit because I think it's honestly, and a lot of times it's funny. Like I was reading, I was reading comments like the other day. And it was like, like somebody had screen capped, a porn video, right? It was obviously blurred out, but it was like making fun of the comments because one of the comments was like, it was like this ugly chick giving a blowjob, right? And then and like the dick's censored obviously because it's being shared around, but like it was like the comment was like ugly bitch, nice dick though. Like, that's fucking hilarious. Like I like, and I love stuff like that. I think people should be able to, because that guy's obviously taking a piss, right? He's being funny. That's his whole thing. He's just being funny on the internet, and that's what a lot of people do. Like if somebody calls them like ugly, there's one I remember I was personally involved in where this guy was sharing an opinion on a page, and this other guy didn't like his opinion, so he called him a beaver tooth bitch. And when you looked at his profile picture, he did have fucking huge teeth. He had huge beaver looking teeth, and like, I mean, yeah, kind of mean, but fucking hilarious. So, you know, are we gonna get to the point where we're gonna be so fucking unsatirized? We're gonna be just neutered on the internet where we can't say fucking anything, and there's just nothing's taken as funny, everything's taken out of context, and nothing is taken as humor anymore. It just, that's what's killing me, and I'm hoping for a big reversal in the future here. I hope we're gonna get back to the days where people are just, you know, less on edge, less offended. Just, you know, let's just get our economy back. How about that? How about we work on economy and stuff that actually matters and not how people feel? Because at the end of the day, I checked with the government myself. They don't give a fuck about you or how you feel. Really. They'll do these things to, you know, make you feel like you're safe and better, but they don't care. They don't care. They just want your money. That's all they want. So, I don't know, guys. Look it up. Look up videos of, if you live in Canada anyway. America probably doesn't really fucking affect you, but I'm sure it's not going to be a good thing for you guys, but, you know, come liberate us. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm not calling for that. It's a joke, guys. It's a joke. But if you guys want to help us and just tell everybody that our government's insane, I'd really appreciate it. But yeah, like I said, guys, if you live in Canada and if you care, look up Bill 663. I mean, again, maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm misreading it, but you know, reading some of that stuff, like the purpose of the act, Again, some of it looks good because I agree. Not, distributing revenge porn and, children stuff. Absolutely. That should not be on the internet. And people who do spread that or have that should absolutely, go to jail, depending on what it is. If it's child porn, they should just be killed. And if it's, revenge porn, then I mean, whatever, depending on the situation, should probably be charged for that at least, because that's not cool. But either way, guys, love it, hate it. Maybe I'm just not seeing it correctly. Maybe I'm just blowing it out of proportion. I know a lot of people were crazy online. They were really going crazy on it, saying like, if you write an offensive comment, you're going to jail for life. I don't think that's the case, because that would be absolutely insane. And every one of my boys would be in jail right now. So, I don't think that's going to be the case. But I mean, who knows? You never know what the future holds, guys. So I don't know. It's just something to keep an eye on. The next thing on my list I wanted to talk about was the Google Gemini thing. Sweet Mary, Mother of God. This thing is out of control. Now, this is, again, because I was talking to Kyle, this was something that happened the last couple weeks. But let me get back to it. I just want to look at it again. But yeah, so the Google Gemini it's an AI thing that generates AI art. And so you give it a prompt, and then it creates art out of what you tell it to make. But it has a problem. It has a problem with white people in particular. It won't generate white people. It's like a woke AI. It literally has to be diverse. It's as insane as you think it is, because it gets crazy. Because there's a person made a prompt. They said, make an image of a 1943 German soldier. So German, those were the Nazis. If you guys aren't history buffs, I got you here. They were the bad guys in World War II. So the guy said a prompt, make me a 1943 German soldier. And it creates 4 AI renditions. One is actually a slightly, not blue-eyed, blonde-haired, so not really accurate, but kind of a white guy, I guess. But tan skin, looks more Hispanic to me in a way. But then the second picture is an Asian lady. The third, which would not be a fucking Nazi, I'm going to tell you. The third one is like a full-on SS uniform, and it's a black guy. And the fourth one's like an Indian lady over top of, like, it looks like a soldier that's Hispanic or slightly white. I don't know, but the fucking black Nazi absolutely killed me. So hilarious. Like, they were against that. They were, again, history. Gonna give you guys a little history in case you didn't know, but the Nazis only liked blue-eyed, blonde-haired Aryans. That's what they liked. They didn't like any other race, especially the Jewish people. They wanted to exterminate everybody, but any other minority, they didn't give a shit about either. So there would never have been a black Nazi. I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, basically people will literally ask it to generate a picture of a white guy, and it won't make them white. Or like a historical person. They'll be like, make Abraham Lincoln, and they'll make him like Asian or a black dude. So it's like, it's woke, right? It's just stupid. And what it is, it's just these people trying to overcorrect. They're trying to be so woke that they end up being racist. And it's actually hilarious. I mean, like, obviously the black Nazi is fucking a tearjerker for hilarity. Like, absolutely ridiculous. And because, technically it was white people that were the bad guys. There were white Aryan Germans that were the bad guys. So if you want to demonize them, that was your chance. But I guess because it would have been accurate at least. But it didn't. You made fucking minorities into Germans. Like, and then anybody who's a white, if you told it to do like Idris Elba or something, Chris Rock, no problem. But if you tell it to like do, I don't know, Jon Stewart or Colbert or something. I don't know why I just did Daily Show guys, but any kind of Robert Downey Jr. It'd probably make him. It would probably be Robert Downey Jr. from Tropic Thunder, which would be hilarious. But I don't know. It's laughable to me that they're doing this stuff. They're making these AIs, and they're feeding them information so that it looks diverse and good on paper. But like, we've got to that fucking crazy point where it's just reverse racism. I mean, in this case, it's just actually being racist. It's like literally like making an Asian Nazi soldier is just absolutely ridiculous to me. But it's getting to that point where it's like, oh, we can't have white people in our AI because that's racist. It's like, well, it's kind of racist for you not to have white people, but I don't know. Fuck, it's either way. It's been taken down, and there was another controversy it had against the. It was somebody in India. It said something about her. Can't remember who it was, but I don't know. I didn't look too far into it. It was just the AI. The AI art just got me so. It got me so good. But either way, they pulled down Gemini, and people were talking about Sundar Pichai. That's the CEO of Google right now, and people were calling him to resign over this. Like, it got serious. It got heated. So I just think it's really funny that it's just like they're trying to be so fucking inclusive and woke that they end up fucking overcorrecting and turning into, oh God. Just look it up, guys. Look up a video. Look up any video of look up Google Gemini gone crazy. It'll blow your mind. But yeah, moving on from that. So Gemini, we hope you come back someday and maybe you'll be a little less racist and work as intended, not fucking stupid. But either way, next one. This is ridiculous. So I don't know. I think it's Peacock that's doing it. Hold on. Let me just look it up. Let me look it up. It is. Oh, what the fuck is the button of doom? I don't even know what that is. Apparently there's another one. But where is it? Yeah, I think it's Peacock. It's got to be Peacock, right? Oh, yeah. Yeah, it is Peacock. Oh, Ted. The series is on Peacock. Forgot about that. But yeah, so there's a new Megamind movie called Megamind versus the Doom Syndicate. So it's sorry, I'm just exiting out of this. It's a sequel to Megamind. And why am I talking about that? It's so random. But the reason I'm talking about Megamind, this one, because the VFX in that show are so fucking horrible. They're not so horrible. They're horrible. That's how horrible they are. Like, it blows my mind. Just again, this is something you have to visualize. You have to look it up. I mean, you could watch the Megamind 2. I just call it Megamind 2 trailer, but just watch the trailer and see if you notice anything weird about it. Just it's fucking wild. But if you don't catch too many things, the one thing that I caught from the trailer watching it firsthand, because people were like, "Oh, it's insane! It looks like shit." And I'm like, "Oh, I gotta check this out," because actually, like Megamind, I loved watching that movie. The kids loved it. Like I loved watching it with them because it was fun. It's a fun movie. So I didn't mind that movie at all. But this one, like, they didn't even get the budget for Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell was recast. So, and that makes sense because it's low budget as shit. They probably couldn't afford him. But the one thing I noticed about the trailer when I originally watched it was the tennis balls. He shoots tennis balls out of like this machine, this like cannon that he has. And I noticed that they just kind of appear in the nozzle. Like they don't actually shoot out of the cannon. They just appear at the front of it and then move forward. And it just looks really, really weird. And then I went further, so I watched a whole video of people breaking down how bad the VFX were in the trailer. And there's like literally background characters that are walking into buildings and then people appearing out of nowhere. And it's just, please, if you want to laugh at some bad VFX, just Google Megamind 2 trailer mistakes or something like that and watch somebody's video. And it's just videos where people have slowed it down at every bad part. And oh, God, is it cringy. Like, I can't believe how bad it is. Like, maybe it was made with AI. Maybe they literally just made the whole movie with AI, and that's why it's so shit. But I don't know. Either way, before I get out of here, guys, I got to tell you guys about one last thing. There's something exciting happening on July 20th. Do you guys know what it is? Let me just bring it up here. Yeah. Okay, it is July 20th. Yeah, I just wanted to make sure it was July 20th. But Mike Tyson has agreed to fight Jake Paul live on Netflix in, I think, Arlington, Texas. But this is gonna be awesome. Now, there's a lot of people that are saying, oh, Jake's finished and he's screwed, and it's Tyson, right? But it's hard to say, guys, because as much shit as people always give Jake Paul, he really is a good boxer, and he really is in phenomenal shape. Like, you can't argue those things. You can dislike the guy. That's fine. There's nothing. I have no problem with that. You don't have to like him. You can think he's a D-bag. That's fine. Nothing wrong with that, guys. But he is a very legitimate boxer. He is a legitimate, strong fucking boxer. And Tyson is, he's over 60. Like, how old is that guy? Mike Tyson. How old is he? Oh, he's only 57. Okay, so he's almost 60. Yeah, still. He's almost 60. So he's far from his prime, right? And that's one of everybody's argument right now, because everybody's like, oh, fuck, Jake's fucked. But, this isn't the fucking, this isn't the Tyson that fought Sonny and, got rattled by, who was the guy? Buster Douglas. Was it Buster Douglas that beat him? Yeah, like, this isn't that Tyson. This is much older Tyson. Now, don't get me wrong. I would still, if he wanted to sit in my seat and I was sitting down, I would give him my seat without question. Don't get me wrong. He's still Mike Tyson. He's still one of the scariest men on the planet. But there is that diminishing returns when you're older. So it really is anybody's game. And it depends on if they're doing a full-blown boxing match or if they're going to go, light sparring. I don't know what they've kind of, agreed to. But, if it's a full-blown, all-out match, it's going to be interesting because Jake is legitimate. And, yeah, Tyson's old, but he's still a fucking killer. When I watched those videos of him hitting the fucking heavy bags, like, that was in, like, 2021 or something. He was getting ready for the fight with oh fuck, who did he fight there? That was who was it? Famous boxers, guys. Was it Manny Pacquiao? Fuck, what was his name? Floyd Mayweather, that's who it was. Floyd Mayweather, yes. When he fought Floyd Mayweather, he was just he was training for that. So, and he was fucking scary then. That was only a couple of years ago. So, I think he's still going to be a savage. So, either way, I think it's going to be a good match. I'm definitely going to watch it. And I'm excited to see how it all goes down. So, either way, I got to get out of here, guys. I appreciate you guys as always for listening. Remember, links to all social media are in the description below. And I will see you guys next week. Bye, guys.